when you got into the restaurant industry, like, where did you start?
My first position was at Bennigan's in Peabody as a food runner. My first touch of the restaurant industry or anything with food service. And at that point, I don't even know, I think I was 17 years old. They were already struggling at that venue. Sometimes I got paid, sometimes I didn't.
Yeah. So you've been doing this for like 23 plus years,
Geez, I don't know,
25?
I'm 45
like, yeah.
now, and
So 17.
that was 17.
Yeah, it's
I don't know,
almost
I'm
like
not great at math.
27 years. Yeah. 28 years, something like that.
It's been a very long time if you want to count that as I mean, I kind of say about like 28, 25 years of management my first general manager job was 23 years old, but I basically had no direction back then or no passion for the industry. I didn't really have an understanding for it. I grew that kind of innately. I was going to school for criminal justice.
Okay.
Not then, but after that. And I, at that time, I wanted to work as a social worker in group homes and stuff like that. I did that for a little bit as a temp agency, and then I got a full-time job at a place in Lowell while I was in school, which it was just so brutal. And I did, as I was doing that, I was bartending, serving, bartending around it. So I still always had my foot kind of in the door for.
So it wasn't the focus. It was what you first did
It was
for
not
money.
my focus then.
Okay.
And then even when I started in management, I started as a bar manager. I still had that was going to be my side gig. And as I grew in that industry, it actually kind of hit me when I think I was in Italy with Kate, and this is how long we've been together. It's been a long time, and I was a general manager at that point at a small 50-person sushi restaurant called O Sushi, which is where I really attribute the start in management. Because you had to do everything there. It was such a small place, and I had to be the marketing manager and the HR manager and payroll, and I had no experience with any of that stuff. I kind of lied to get my foot in the door in the first place,
as we all do.
Of
course I know that.
And it's very easy to tell pretty quickly, but nobody was really watching me.
There's no YouTube then to watch any videos at that time.
No, you had to figure it out. I had to learn Excel, which I didn't know. I had to build a beverage inventory program there, but they didn't have one. And it was a small business, so like everything, even the owners were young. We were all learning everything together. It was super dysfunctional, and it was fun, but also scary and crazy. And I just continuously worked on it while at the time, and then at some point, I kind of left the group home. The problem is I wanted to do that, and I still feel like there's a passion there, but the system's so fundamentally broken, and it definitely needs great people, but it doesn't pay them, and it was working with a lot of the people, and even if you wanted to be the top person, you couldn't really raise a family or do any of that stuff. You'd have to be independently wealthy to do it. So
it's tough. The restaurant industry is.
Well, I'm talking about the group home industry.
I'm sorry.
So I kind of left that. I left that behind.
This is the job in Lowell that you're
talking
about. Okay.
And then I went more full time into that restaurant. And then at some point I had an epiphany. I was like, oh, this is what I do. I better get passionate about it. And it's easy to do when you're in Italy eating at awesome restaurants and learning something complete. Sitting we were in Florence. Man, it was so amazing there that it was easy to become in love again with the hospitality and kind of. And then at that point I said, this is what I do. I gotta be great at it. And that's when I came back. I was a different person. I was less immature about it. I came to, and I was still
how
young.
old were you at this point?
Probably like 24, 25.
Oh, bro, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm not good with time and dates. I mean, my wife would tell you that, but I think I think it was right around then. And O Sushi won Best of Boston in Boston Magazine for a very small place.
Nice.
We were really kind of the first trendy sushi restaurant around at the time, and we did really well. We had guests like Kenny Oranger still killing it in the restaurant scene and stuff, and people. And one of the owners was Kenichi Ioka. He just won Best of Boston this year for a place, Genku Itsu Ramen. I hope I didn't
so you
butcher
were
the name.
around good quality.
Great chef. Kenny was. An unbelievable chef, and he was trained in Japan. He's He's one of the best I've ever worked with. And now at this ramen place, I haven't got a chance to check it out yet, but I've heard great things. It's like a 12-seat
Wow.
restaurant, but he's personally
Exclusive.
there all
Yeah,
the time. Yeah,
yeah.
it's cool. It's in Brookline. So yeah, he's doing well. The other partner's doing well. He kind of moved into like liquor stores and doing different things. But we were all like basically kids at the time, just trying to figure out how to do it, and it went pretty well. I was there for 7 or 8 years.
Okay. So till your early 30s.
I think so. Yeah, and then I worked a couple of years at Sorolina, which was great. That's the Columbus Hospitality Group, and you mentioned the ceilings and the lights and the like. You know, their owner Jamie Romano is such a stickler for. He's one of the like he was. He walked in. You better make sure the toilet paper was folded. You better make sure there wasn't a light out, because his simple tenants, and if you ever go into a Columbus Hospitality Group, they're usually pretty pristine. All their places are successful. They do a great job, and it was kind of the opposite of what I was used to. It was structure. I came into a place that already had, years of structure and accolades and standards, and walked in and didn't have to build that yourself, and you got a feeling of actually how easy it is to do it great, like easier. I don't know, not easy, easier
Right.
though.
When
than-
having a system, how much more efficient you
it
can be.
was so much better. But yeah, he was such a stickler. You walk in and you'd be like, he would hammer you if you didn't have the toilet. If you can't do this, you can't do anything. And I was like, I'm not going to do his voice, but I did get caught doing it one time at a pre-shift because he's an intimidating guy. He stare at you. You didn't give, but he's one of the best chefs in the city. I learned a lot there.
Nice.
But yeah, it was an intense place. But that's where you got focused to detail and making sure that the simple things matter. And it's all like, it doesn't necessarily matter to you when you walk into the place and go, well, it does to you because you said so.
I
But
grew up in restaurants.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why.
so yeah.
But a lot of people don't realize what it is, but it's everything together is how you feel. So like the subconscious of the $1 million design isn't going to feel special if all the lights are out or the ceiling tiles are broken. We put every single thing in a certain pattern. Why? Not because anybody notices it, but because it makes you feel a certain way. Like
Right.
you feel comfortable because everything's right. The candle goes in a certain spot. The seats are arranged in a certain way. All the leather little ties are tightened. All these little things. There's a hostess smiling, greeting you at the door, greeting you on the way out, making sure a manager touches your table. Like all these systems that we put in place are to make you feel comfortable and to make you feel special. And if they're all nailed, which doesn't always happen, but if they all do,
Understandable,
and
but
then the
yes.
food's great, and then the service is great, you walk out of there blown away with this experience. And if you have good company and good people, and you forget where you are for a while, then you become a regular, and you want to go to that place all the time because you felt like I'd escaped from
At home,
everything
yeah,
else.
yeah,
You
yeah,
felt
yeah.
at home, and you could.
It was
go
like a safe environment where you could be yourself, but at the same time enjoy quality.
Exactly. So in a simplistic way, that's my job is to make sure all those things happen, and that's for us is for nightlife, for restaurants, for everything. It's still all kind of the same thing. It's all hospitality, and it's all about feeling. Obviously the nightclub feeling is like you want to be like blown away out of your mind, and it's like a little bit of that on steroids and a little more smoke and mirrors to get there.
Yes.
And the restaurant's a little more simplicity. It's like hitting all these points of service, and doing it with a personality